One of the most rewarding things about my work, and one of the reasons why I will never walk away, is the resiliency that I get to witness every day. Our clients have overcome trauma that would make most people curl up in a little ball and never leave their house again. And they show up and get up and continue to fight for themselves, for their children, for their families, and for their communities. And that is really inspirational. A lot of different systems impact our clients. Some of the most well-known systems are the educational system, the child welfare system, and the juvenile justice system.
Youth Rights and Justice gets court appointments for families, both children and parents, who are part of the dependency and delinquency system. And Schoolworks specifically provides an education attorney to help assist those families. The Schoolworks program is unique because I believe it's the only program in the state that provides an education attorney to both justice-impacted youth and youth who are impacted by the dependency system with a free education attorney. A lot of the youth that we work with are experiencing intergenerational traumas. A lot of them have disabilities, whether it's physical or mental. Kids who are in school but obviously struggling, and they're going to be going through a lot during that time, especially if they're being separated from their family, placed with strangers. I mean, you can imagine the kinds of trauma that spills over into their school setting. So that's where Schoolworks comes in, to ensure that the youth are provided with a free and appropriate education, and calling the schools out when they're not doing their job, whether it be finding them an appropriate educational placement, providing them with transportation if they need transportation. There's a ton that the schools are required to do that they sometimes or oftentimes don't do. The YES program, which is the Youth Education Support Program, is a unique program that YRJ created this last year with a federal grant to provide an education attorney and an education social worker to youth who are transitioning out of youth correctional facilities and committed to Oregon Youth Authority custody and are in need of educational supports and advocacy. This population of students are getting pushed out of their community schools as they're trying to transition back into their communities. And so we're there to stop that from happening, to get them services if they need services. It's a voluntary program, it's free for them, and it's completely client-driven. They get to decide how we can help them, whether that's going to a traditional high school, going into an alternative program, getting their GED, and then going on to college if that's what they want to do.
YRJ takes the vast majority of the juvenile delinquency appeals and representation of children in dependency and termination of parental rights appeals in the state. The appeals team is always in conversation with other folks that work at YRJ in different areas to talk about how maybe some of the more nitty-gritty details of the law might be used in their cases and help to try to develop arguments in cases that will bring success for our clients.
The Family Defense Project provides legal representation and social work support to parents undergoing an investigation by the Oregon Department of Human Services. Prior to working at YRJ, I worked as a child protective services worker for the state of Oregon. Although that was really rewarding, I found it really difficult to support parents. And when this opportunity came my way, I found that working alongside parents is even more rewarding. There are two important components of early defense work. The first is working with parents before DHS is involved. We've helped parents with custody paperwork, apply for DV grants, restraining orders, and other legal issues that might lead to a CPS investigation.
The way some of these systems intersect is through communication and overlapping trauma. Two of the primary root causes that always come to mind are substance use and mental health. One thing that I think YRJ does that's really unique and extraordinary is we work to shift the narrative around those. Instead of just addressing case by case, we also have the ability to go to the legislature and testify about our clients' experiences.
We're not just processing cases and getting them through the processing line. We really take the time to get to know our clients. We take the time to ensure that we're doing everything we can to reach the goals that they want to reach. Our work, it's difficult, but we love it, and we couldn't do it without funding. We need funding. We need people to care about what we're doing. We need people to care about people that have been forgotten, that most people don't think about. The future of our country, who get pushed out of school because they're just too high needs to deal with. And the fact that we can provide that to them and be by their side and be on their team just makes YRJ so special.